food.
You're live.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see the thing come up. Hi, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? Welcome to our show. Tonight is Tuesday, February 17th. We are very glad you're here. I have a very special guest tonight, and two of them are in studio. John Bronston, Frank Zahn are in-house, and then we are zooming in Kristy Cates and Peter McIntosh. Leo, hit that promo.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and my nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
Leo, can I just give you a huge compliment on that promo tonight? That was a really cute promo. So Leo makes all our promos. He runs our show. Shout out to Leo Rodriguez in Idlewild, California. Thank God for technology. We are able to all be together tonight. So I have the luxury and the pleasure of working with Mr. John Bronston at Brandy's Piano Bar on Saturday nights. And we talk a lot, like after work and stuff or before work about what he's working on. He's always working on something. So he is working on a new production, a concert at 54 Below called Golden Boy. And he's going to talk about that tonight. And our guests are also in it. So we're going to talk to them about that experience as well as the other things that they work on and have worked on. So that's what's coming up in a few minutes. We do want to acknowledge yes, thank you, Leo. So I always like to give a shout out to my friends that are not able to be on the show for whatever reason, but I always want to like a pick of the week type thing. So this Sunday, February 22nd at 7:30 at Red Eye, which is a great new club on 41st Street. I wrote it down somewhere. But anyway, it's on 355 West 41st Street. So that's usually between, I want to say, 8th and 9th, if I'm not mistaken. So check it out. Our friend, Nicky Giovanni, a.k.a. to me, Dom, he'll always be Dom to me, people may not know this about him, but he's an amazing tap dancer. That's kind of like his superpower. He was a really young man when he started tap dancing and got a lot of notoriety for that. And so this show is a little bit of a trip back there and talking about different tap experiences. Also, he's got a slew of amazing choreographers that he is representing. So, and it promises to be a wonderful, entertaining. If you like Broadway, you're going to love this. If you're not a Broadway person, you're still going to love it because you're going to learn a lot and you're going to get to watch Dom in action. And he's a sweetheart and he's our friend. So Nicky also goes by Nicky, as in Dominic, and sometimes Italian families call Dominics Nickies. So Nicky Giovanni, our friend, no relation to Nicky Giovanni the poet, but they have the same name. So who knows? You might be looking up one and you get the other one. Yes, Leo, what were we going to say?
I was going to say we go from Dom to Dan.
Oh, what a segue. Wait, may I?
Woohoo!
Dan.
Let's get a Valentine's look at that.
Let me tell you something. I gave Dan the project of February when I picked our, I was going to say contestants, but when I picked our calendar people for the calendar this year, which, by the way, I still have calendars. If anybody would like one, they're $15. They're worth every penny. You would not believe the hotties in this calendar.
They are collectors.
So they are collectors items. So Dan Pardo, I am always embarrassing him by saying, Dan, if I work with him, I'll go, Dan, please just come out here and turn around, show everybody your tushy. Because he has got a beautiful little, as we say in the Spanish culture and the Italian culture, a beautiful culo. I'll say it. I said it.
Everyone, take out your monikers.
Yes.
Take a look.
So I always make him get up from behind the piano and turn around. And he's a cyclist. That's one of the things he does. He cycles all over the country and raising money for cancer awareness. And so he said that's what he attributed to. So Dan, thank you for bearing your backside for us. So that's our calendar. If you want one, let me know. I always have them when I work at the Duplex or Stonewall or Brandy's. I bring them with me, or I can mail them out to you. And I will be in Massachusetts in a few weeks. So if any of my Massachusetts friends need one, just let me know. I'll drop one off. Okay. So we got that. One of the things, let me see who's checked in with us so far.
I saw our wonderful friend
Danielle.
She knew we were going to be on tonight. Yep.
Yes, Danielle has checked in with us. Kenny Holcomb. Oh my God. Kenny.
Hi, Kenny.
I'm so proud of you. Kenny, today is the 2-month mark of his kidney transplant, and he's doing incredibly well. And Kenny, we are so proud of you. I love you so much, honey. I wish we lived closer because we could hang out more. But so Kenny Holcomb, I'm so glad you're in. Kenny, your buddy Kristy Cates is on tonight. So that's going to be really wonderful. Let me just pull this up because sometimes on YouTube, different people have checked in and I want to see them as well. So one of the things I want to talk about before we bring in our amazing guests is that, lately it just seems like every time you turn around, somebody wonderful that was influential in our world is passed away. So today we found out that Robert Duvall, one of my favorite actors, has passed away. And I mean, John pointed out that he was 95. So that's a life well lived. Yeah. He, of course, I know him best from The Godfather because, Italians, that we have to know every line from that movie. So The Godfather, of course, he was Tom, the consigliere, and which is lawyer in Italian, like he was the lawyer for the family, the non-Italian lawyer that they loved like a son. So that's how, but also he was in Tender Mercies. I wrote a bunch of this stuff down. He was in Tender Mercies, Lonesome Dove, just like so many amazing, Apocalypse Now.
Newsies.
Right? Newsies, you mentioned that before. How cool. I didn't remember that, but he was just a great actor and a very sweet guy, you could tell. And he was just a nice person. Every time he was interviewed, he didn't cause any problems. He just worked well with others. He was a great director. He directed a lot of movies as well. So if you're not familiar with Robert Duvall, go look him up and, maybe start yes, thank you, Danielle. That was our next thing. And Danielle just typed in it, and Jesse Jackson, yes. So that was our next thing that we're going to just want to acknowledge. So the wonderful Jesse Jackson passed away today. He was 84. And as I was talking to my friends earlier, to me, it's no coincidence that he died during Black History Month. Like, I do believe that there are certain people that do choose when they will leave the planet and how they will leave the planet. And I know my mother was one of those people. She died on Thanksgiving, which was her favorite holiday. So, I don't think that everybody, I think some people just, and I believe he was one of those amazing, he was a civil rights leader. He was an advocate for peace. I love the way he spoke. I love to speak.
He ran for president?
He ran for president way, way back.
Twice.
Yep. I love.
And as a matter of fact, in his second run, his numbers increased, is from what I recall and what I saw in the documentaries. His numbers increased, and that was in 1988 when I graduated high school. Now,
Leo, I want you to tell that story quickly that you told us.
Oh, so
David Slauson has joined us. Hi, David. Yes.
My cousin was one of the three. My cousin was one of the three
hostages.
Military hostages in what was it? 80? No, it was in 2000. I guess. No. It was later on because that's when I had sang the national anthem at Dodger Stadium. Anyway, my cousin Andrew Ramirez, Jesse Jackson was the negotiator. And at the time, we were all like, what is he going out there for? Why is Jesse Jackson going to handle this? But he did it. He got them. He got those 3 military men released. And the night that they were celebrated at Dodger Stadium was the night that they were all there. And that was the night that I could sing the national anthem.
Wow, that's a great story. And I'd forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding us. Ben
well,
Goldberg
we remember because...
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The press was all around looking, trying to get questions from the family when they found out, that he was there and how long they were there. And
I can imagine. Wow, that's a great story. Thank you for sharing that. So Jesse Jackson, amazing, wonderful person on this earth that left it a way, way, way better place. And especially in these tough times, let's take a moment and remember really good people that did great things in this world. Rest in peace. Jesse Jackson and Robert Duvall.
He walked right beside MLK. He was with Martin Luther King a lot of his journey and learned a lot of his socialism and how to fight back from Martin Luther King. And that was, and founded the Rainbow Coalition and
so many things, right? You have to go back and really look at that. And I've lived through a lot of, watching him on the news and on talk shows and things like that. I never had the experience of hearing him speak live, but that's a really big deal. That's a really big deal. So, okay, we want to welcome Anthony Barilli. Our friend Anthony Barilli has joined us. We love Anthony. Ed Kutu, my buddy from Blade Salon. If you want your hair did and you're in Rocky Hill, Connecticut, go see Eddie Kutu. Ben Goldberg has joined us. Okay, so we have a lot of our people are on. And the thing with the show is people pop on as the show goes on. Okay, and Danielle, of course, Danielle Alexandria Alchemy is our wonderful friend. She happens to be a psychic, a spiritual medium, a past life regressionist. She spirit animal reading. She does all of that. Please go check out DanielleAlexandriaAlchemy.com. I can't say enough about Danielle. I personally have had wonderful experiences and bought a lot of her sessions as gifts for my friends and family. Please do yourself a favor and go check out Danielle. Okay, I think without further ado, we should bring on our guests. We're going to start with John and Frank. John is going to tell us all about this wonderful new project, and then we'll start zooming in Kristy and Peter, okay? So what do you say? Everybody put your hands together for John Bronston. Here's applause. And Frank Zahn.
Yes.
Oh,
Frank was who created that beautiful poster.
He did? So, Frank, you created the poster of the Golden Boy poster.
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Yeah.
I didn't know you did that, Frank.
Yes. I got to play around. It was fun.
So, if somebody wants to hire you to make a poster for their show, you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you just did another one. You did the one for Clotilde DeBarge's show for Valentine's Day.
That was really good. I saw that. Wow. And you just musically directed that, right?
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's how we spent our Valentine's Day before we showed up to work with you.
Oh my God. I didn't, John, I've never met anybody that like back to back. You are always doing something. I admire it so much. Leo, where did you go? Oh, there you are. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, here we are. So now we're going to forge right ahead. John, you're going to do most of the talking here because I don't know much about this concert or the show was originally on Broadway, you told me, in 1964.
Yeah, 1964. Like everybody famous was on Broadway that year, basically. Barbra Streisand, Carol Channing was doing Hello Dolly, Barbra Streisand was doing Funny Girl. Sammy Davis Jr. was doing Golden Boy that season. There was just so many things that were going on that year. And Golden Boy is a musical that like I have loved since I was in college. I sang some of the music when I was in college. And it's always something I've carried around with me all these years. And I've been wanting to do it. And no one has done it in New York. It's been done once since 1964. Encores did it, I think, in 2002, maybe. And it hasn't been done anyplace else since then. And there were like developmental versions of it in Florida. They did like an off-Broadway workshop of it in the 80s. But it hasn't been done basically in over 20 years at all in New York.
Well, that's a big deal.
And so I was excited, and when I realized, I was like, this it's so much beautiful music. It's based on a play by Odette's, and like that's about a white boxer, and he's I think in the play he's a violinist, and so he's worried about ruining his hands by boxing. And so he adapted this play into a musical for Sammy Davis Jr. and then he died while they were in rehearsals.
Really?
Yeah, and William Gibson, who was a student of his and wrote like Truth to Seesaw and like several plays, beautiful plays, had they asked him to finish this musical, and so he finished the book as they were going on the road with it. It's by the score is Strauss and Adams, who had written Bye Bye Birdie, and it's this beautiful jazz music. Like, it's not the kind of thing that you would think the guy that wrote Bye Bye Birdie would be writing. It's this great, really 60s jazz.
Oh, and that's one of my favorite genres. Like 60s, late 60s, or even like that era to like 73 is one of my favorite times for musicals.
Yeah.
It's so rich and varied. There's a lot of jazz like threaded in there. So this now, okay, so originally Sammy Davis Jr. was in it in 64. So you decided you're producing it.
Yeah, I'm the producer and the director of this one.
Unbelievable. So what was it, John, that you what were you doing something else and you said somebody should do that, or I wish what was the...
Actually, 54 Below had come to me because, I've been producing shows all over New York. And they were like, we would really love to have you do something here with us. And we talked about several things and, things didn't work out. But this was the one that I was like, this is a show that I was really excited about. And I was like, this is the one I really want to do. And so, we had to apply for the rights.
Right, that was my next question.
We had to apply for the rights and pay for the rights. So it was expensive as heck.
I can imagine.
And then, it was about who can I bring into the room to make this piece work? And one of the things that's really spectacular, this was the 100th year anniversary of Sammy Davis Jr.'s birth. Also,
what a perfect time.
And so, like, one of the things I was thinking about who Sammy Davis was as a person, as a performer, and that he was just so alive and like willing to take risks as a singer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was thinking about the people that I know that are like that, because like it's not the kind of musical where it's like Oklahoma and you just need to sing the notes on the page and it's just like.
Right.
We're gonna have a full jazz band. There's gonna be 5 pieces.
Wow.
The horn section, and and I really wanted to find people that, no one's a 1960s jazz and nightclub singer now like Sammy Davis Jr. is, but I wanted to find the equivalent of that now, like people that are wild, risk-taking singers and that are exciting and that are really alive and present.
I love that.
And so, it's a mixture of like people that I know from nightlife, people that I know from Broadway, people that I know from off-Broadway, people that I know from concert, people that I know from regional theater. Like,
you always, because I've seen a lot of the shows that you've produced, and you always tend to, you always have an incredible lineup. And some of them are people that I know, but a lot of them are people I've never met personally, I admire, but never met, but you always manage to have quite a lineup.
Yeah, this is wild, this mixture of people. There's 2 people that are coming in from Florida for 24 hours just to be in this show. Michael Mendez and Dolores McKenzie. And they're people I met at West Coast Black Theater Troupe in Sarasota, Florida. And that's a theater company that I think really should do this piece.
Wow.
And I think that they would be incredible in it. And so they are flying in from Florida to sing 3 songs in the show.
That's phenomenal.
The 2 of them, there's people that from all walks of my life. Josh Chachi Cruz that hosts Barbarino's Big Night Out.
Right.
He is performing in this.
Musically directing that show now for a while.
Yeah, I've been doing that off and on for the last year. And Josh is someone that like lives in this style of music. Like he lives and breathes like that kind of 50s and 60s jazz.
Oh, I love it.
Like it's because of him that my Spotify at the end of the year thought that I was 85 years old.
Really?
The songs I have to listen to for Josh Cruz. But
wow.
So he was like one of my first asks for this. But then we have like Ron Lucas, who is a producer of McDonald's Gospel Fest all over New Jersey and all over the Tri-State region.
That's a big deal.
And he also produced like the tours of Smokey Joe's Cafe and Amos Behaven and 5 Guys Named Mo and Sophisticated Ladies. And within them also, like I used to work with, is subbing for Darius. Those were my first touring jobs. And so he's the most insanely spectacular singer. And so he is singing 2 numbers in this. But then we have like these wild Broadway people Kristy Cates.
Oh my God,
who's
she's
gonna
going
be
to
here with
join us, by the way. Kristy's going to join us shortly, so that's wonderful.
Look, there's Kristy.
Oh my God, there she is. Hi, Kristy.
I always say Kristy Cates is your favorite Elphaba's favorite.
Hi. I
She-
just lost sound.
Uh-oh.
Is
Can
that
you
me?
hear us? We can hear you. We can hear you.
Hang on 1 second.
Okay, she's going to fix her sound.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
I can't hear.
Oh no.
Well, you know what, Kristy, maybe zoom out and zoom
yeah, we'll
back
get
in.
you back in.
We'll get it back in. So Kristy's in it.
You know, like she's been, you know, in all the Broadway shows and Wicked and original cast of Wicked and Finding Neverland and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Jordan Tyson is going to be in this show. Jordan Tyson was just in the original cast of The Notebook and the original cast of this last revival of Gypsy. She was June in the revival of Gypsy with Audra McDonald, and she's about to be the new female lead in Hadestown.
Wow.
Like she's rehearsing on her dinner break from Hadestown rehearsals.
I think that I saw her on something.
Well, you saw Gypsy, didn't you?
No, I didn't see this round of Gypsy. I've seen Gypsy before, but I didn't see this round. But I've seen her, either she was on a morning show.
Oh yeah.
I think she just did some kind of a morning show, and that's where I saw her. Let me just stop for 1 second and acknowledge some of the people that have come in while we were talking. Melissa Driscoll, hello friends, hello Missy. John is musically directing Melissa's show, which is the 27th of February, which I believe is Friday. Week from Friday. John Piatero, our wonderful friend, music historian, DJ, drummer, writer, reviewer, John Piatero. John, you would love this show. On late, but we made it. Yes, good to see you. Debbie Barrett has joined us.
That's Frank's friend.
Really? Debbie, look
From
who's
California.
That's
You're-
California.
Oh my God, how cool is that? Bill Goffey, hi, lovely people. Look who's here.
Bill Goff.
Hey! Melissa's throwing hearts at us. So this is what. Okay, well, Debbie, welcome to our show. We're so happy you're here. So Frank, now you and John go to. I always see you go to many, many, many shows.
Yes.
What would be, and you are in entertainment in different ways. You work for a company that is very supportive of the arts, and you also, so you're always involved in some great thing. And also, I want to give a shout out to Frank. He was kind of the secret weapon in our Lori Lawrence benefit. I just want to thank you, Frank. Nobody saw that coming, but Frank did a song, and tell everybody about the song that you did, because a lot of people don't know about it.
Sure. I was the song I play Murray Karp, who is the teacher at taught Drama 1 at the High School for Performing Arts. And if that sounds familiar, that's because that was Morales' teacher in Chorus Line, and she sings nothing, and my song was something. So that was his point of view of
which
what actually happened.
I love. I
Yeah.
loved, and I loved the way that you performed it. And Frank is incredibly supportive of everything that we do. And so, Frank, have you been able to hear some of this music in rehearsals or things like that?
Yes, I do. As a rule, I don't usually have my headphones on. But this one I kind of crept in because the voices were just coming through the door. Like, it was just incredible. The rehearsals have been amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, we had Peter McIntosh in rehearsal, who is, who we love dearly and who has, been performing in so many things at Stonewall and also regional theater. And also everybody knows Peter in the business because he's also an usher in the city. And so everybody knows him. He also hosts a lot of shows. He hosts Trisha Jeffries' voice studio and
and he's going to be joining us as well. So I just want to check to make sure I didn't miss anybody else that checked in with us. Okay. So now, Leo, do we have Kristy back? If not,
Hi.
Oh, thank goodness. All right.
Maria, you screamed my name and my sound went out. So I'm taking that as a
You know what? I couldn't help it. I got so excited. I love you. I think you're wonderful. You're not just, you're so talented, but you're such a sweet person. So that's why I got excited. Okay, so Kristy, why don't you tell us, you've done so much, but let's start with the show. Mm-hmm. Talk about some of your experience in the show and maybe some of the songs that you're doing.
Sure. So I didn't know a lot about this show, but I do love Strauss. And you know, John, who I adore, and I've seen him do his thing. And Frank and John came to my solo concert a couple years ago at 54 Below. You know, John said, "Hey, would you like to be part of this?" And I have to tell you, right now, I'm not retired, but I'm just not performing that much because I'm focusing on teaching and raising my daughter. And my gut reaction was, no, I can't. And it's like, Kristy, of course you can. And then I listened to the song Lorna's Here, which is one of the songs I'm doing. And it's this glorious, torchy, sort of sexy ballad that, you know, I'm a huge fan. Like Sarah Vaughan is one of my favorite singers of all time.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it just gave me sort of that that vibe of that sultry, you know, I've got a martini in my hand sort of feeling. And I thought, oh yeah. And then I started listening to the duet that I'm doing, and it's funny, it's quite complicated. Like you don't think I don't know, I don't think of Charles Strauss. I mean, that's not fair though, but like I don't think of his music as like intricate and complicated in that way.
Mm.
But and I was really having, you know, an interesting time of it because there's no recording, right, John? There's no.
Yeah, this song has never been recorded.
Really?
The duet that you're doing, it was published as sheet music, but they've never recorded it. And I don't know that it's been in a
wonder
full
why.
production of the show.
Wow.
And
It was written in the 80s, this song that she's doing. The second
okay,
song.
so it was added.
Yeah, it was added later on.
Okay, interesting.
So, you know, I got a video today though of the rehearsal, and I've been practicing with it ever since. And now I'm like, you know, it's a challenge. So now I've got it. I'm really excited. And I meet with John tomorrow to rehearse. So
And who are you doing the duet with?
She's singing with Nigel, that is the co-writer and the star of Mexodus off Broadway that's coming back.
Really? Is that the young man that I met?
Yes, yes.
So, Kristy,
Nigel D. Robinson. Yeah.
I literally saw this man at the end of the bar sitting and I knew nothing about him. And I went up to him and I said, "You're gorgeous." And I just kept walking. He must have thought I was crazy, but there was something about him that is so beautiful, like, and his energy was so amazing. And he was like, he didn't even know what to say to me because I was just like so drawn to him. So that's what it is. And then later on, I said, "John, your friend is gorgeous." He said, "You know, he does this and he's doing." I'm like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. He is one of the most brilliant writers.
And
like,
here
I did the
was,
workshop
like,
of his new musical at Good Speed last year, and and Mexodus is world changing.
That's
it's a
what everybody's
brilliant
saying.
musical. So I'm so excited. Like I met him right at the beginning of the pandemic. He and also Nehemiah, the music director on this project. I met both in Zoom rooms during the pandemic, and they have both become like dear friends and collaborators. I've built multiple projects with the both of them.
Wow.
He was who brought me in on Macbeth at Stride.
Oh, cool.
At Yale and at BAM. So
you know, that's the beauty of this business. I think that, you know, and Kristy, you're like an example of that too. Like you move here or you come up with people that you went to college with or whatever, and you're performing, and then it's something else happens, and then there's this group that happens here, and then from that springs something else. And it's just like New York is amazing, and the performing arts are like the most beautiful community, I think. And you also teach, right?
Yeah, I'm now the head of performing arts at the New York Film Academy. Yeah, so I've got about 150 acting and musical theater students. Yeah, it's amazing, and
honey, that's a really big deal. Like,
yeah, thank you.
Wow.
I love the work that you all do there. That musical that you all did that was the first thing we saw coming out of the pandemic. The not working.
Yeah,
yes.
It was a play on working, and we hired a bunch of different composers to write songs for this show called Not Working, about being in the pandemic, really. So and we performed
I love that
at that Lower East Side outdoor amphitheater that was right on the highway on FDR that they just tore down, which is a shame.
Oh, was that the one that was it Randy Taylor? Who was the great one of our representatives that you worked with? Al Taylor?
Yeah, I didn't work with Al. I don't remember. I mean, at this point in time, with everything that's happened in the world, 6 years ago,
I know.
60 years
like a
ago.
lifetime. I know, but I remember you talking about that,
Yeah,
and he helped to like get that going.
right. That's
And
right.
yeah, because he's also my rep, because I think we live fairly close.
Yeah,
So yeah, I vote for him every time. He's a lovely guy. Okay, so let me just check in with more people that have checked in with us. Taylor Patty's checked in. Hi, Taylor. Taylor's a wonderful singer and friend of ours that's worked with John a lot. And my cousin Rena Crignelli Berge from Massachusetts. Hello and happy Tuesday. Same to you, sweetheart. Lori Towers is checked in. Lori Towers is not just John Pietero's wife. She's also a bass player, a DJ, music historian, radio personality on WWWFMU. They do a show. She and John do a show every Wednesday night. Thank you, Leo, for putting that up. It's called, you go to WFMU.org, and it's, you go to Beneath the Underground, click that, and then Sheena's Jungle Room is their show. And every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on, they showcase great songwriters, a lot of original people, a lot of local songwriters. So it's just a wonderful show to listen to. And you're going to learn so much every week. So we love John and Lori. Michael Kirk Lane has joined us.
Oh.
What an amazing group of talented personalities. I agree. Vincent Pugliese, Dr. Vinny, has joined us. Hi, Vinny. Good to see you. So we got a lot of great people that are joining us. And so what we're talking about is Golden Boy, that John Bronston has directed and is producing. Kristy Cates is here with us. Now, Kristy, if people don't know, you were, which I can't imagine, but you were also in the original production of The Wiz. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wicked.
Thank you. I listened Wicked, which everybody knows now, right? The movies are out, everything. But it's also been on Broadway forever, but you were in the original company. That's
I
a
was.
big deal.
Yeah, I was Adina's understudy, and I had a couple of solo lines. No one cries, they won't return. Like 4 steps higher than that. But yeah.
Wow, I love that. So that's where you've heard of Kristy Cates. Her name's come up a trillion times, and you can Google her and you'll see just a million things that Kristy has done. And you mentioned when we brought Kristy on, just wanted to remind some of the people that have joined us. And Nikki Giovanni has joined us. Nikki, we gave you a shout out at the beginning of the show for your tap show, Love Tap. So break a leg, honey bunny. Michael was on our show a few weeks ago. And so he's doing great things at the 92nd Street Y. Okay, are we ready for Peter?
I think we might be. Peter is another one of the brilliant performers that's doing this concert of Golden Boy with us.
Yeah, so Leo, if Peter is in the wings, we would oh my God, I see. There he is.
Peter, where are you joining us from?
My mother's house in Georgia, so this is kismet to be on here and be in Georgia and do this. So yeah,
is your mother there?
No, she's upstairs with the dogs.
Oh, okay. Because if she was close by, I'd love to meet your mother. I'm sure she's adorable.
Yeah, she is. She can be.
She can. Well, listen. The thing about mothers is they're wonderful, but they're no nonsense.
Yes,
you have to be. I mean, they have to. Somebody has to tell you the truth, right? Somebody has to be that person to say straight up.
We can word it like that. We can word it like that. Okay.
Yeah, straight up and fly. I love that. Listen. So and Kristy, you're a mom. You have and your daughter is so talented. I saw a video of, oh my God, she's so talented.
You know,
amazing.
She's in her room. I tried to talk her into being on. She got a little shy, but.
Well, if she changes her mind, she's welcome to join us.
I will.
That would be
Maybe
great.
she can sing the song "I'm Shy," from Once Upon a Mattress.
Oh,
yes.
That's right. Oh, I love that show. So, Peter, tell us what you do in the show. I heard from John that you're kind of the villain.
Oh, I am.
Yes, Eddie. I mean, they don't know about the book because they didn't send us the script. I had to go to the library and scan it in myself to get a copy of it. But Eddie Satin is a nightclub promoter who kind of is purposely trying to bring our lead to the dark side and get him to, to continue to box instead of, continue his career outside of boxing. That was like part of his. So that is what the song that you're doing, like While the City Sleeps, he's trying to, kind of seduce him into coming out into all these clubs and getting involved in New York City nightlife, which as we know is dangerous.
All right, okay. So maybe not the villain, maybe the provoking him to go in a different direction.
No, I'll take the provoking and I'll take the villain, and you just gave me a little bit more context because the song is it is very sexy and it is very alluring, and he's doing a lot of low growling and all that stuff in there. And I always wondered, where did that come from? And it's interesting to be an artist, and when you're digging in the crates and when you're trying to figure out where the song comes from, it's just interesting because now you're telling me I was on the right track. So now we're gonna see about Monday's performance. Yeah,
because this was not one of the songs that Sammy Davis sang in the show. This was one that Billy Daniels sang, the jazz singer. That's famous for his recording of That Old Black Magic.
Oh yeah,
sure. And so this was Billy Daniels' role in the show, and so this is one of those songs that I'm really excited for people to hear it. Norm Lewis played that role in the Encore's production.
Well, you know how much I love my Norm. He's my pal. Oh my God, fellow Gemini. I love Norm. May I just tell a quick story about Norm Lewis? This is how much I love him so much. When my dad was a huge fan of his, and my dad is also a huge fan of musical theater, but also opera. And the first thing that my dad ever took me to when I was, I think, 8 was Porgy and Bess. And that was my introduction into show business. And my father was just loved that musical. So my mom had passed away, and I was, reconnecting with my dad and trying to get him out of his shell a little bit. So I said, Dad, why don't you come to New York? I'll take you to a show. And then Norm Lewis, I ran into Norm, who was playing Porgy. And I said, Norm, I'm trying to get my dad. And he goes, you tell your dad that Porgy said that he has to come to the show. So I called my dad. I go, Dad, you can't let Norm Lewis down. He's not only my friend, but he's a big star. And you know that Norm Lewis not only got us tickets, got us house seats, he met my dad afterwards. He put on a Boston hat because my dad's from Boston, took a picture. My dad was beaming. And then he introduced my dad to Audra. And that is the picture I have up there of my father. It's my favorite picture of my father with Audra McDonald. And I swear to God, that was one of the happiest days of his life. So I have such a place for Norm Lewis in my heart. And I had to tell that story because he's not just an amazing performer, but he's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet in your life. So I had to tell that story. But I know. And my dad passed away a year and a half ago, but he is the reason I'm a performer. He at 10, that's why when I see your daughter, Kristy, I get so happy because I was that age when my dad was like, listen, you got to get out there. Cause I was always singing in church, and he's like, and he signed me up at Tufts College to do children's theater. And I did it for 5 summers, and it changed my whole life. So I love that. And I also work with kids. I teach kids. So I think that's great. Peter, how old were you when you started performing?
Oh, I think I came out the womb swinging. Yeah. I was always in front of a television, and that was before I got to New York and knew what New York was. And thank God for the PBS, the public broadcasting station, because especially when you're down south, you don't have many options. Especially in the 90s, there was either like the Mom on the Couch gospel plays, especially if you were Black, and you, Lord, hold my mule while I shout, like that type of stuff. And then you didn't know that Broadway existed, and I came out the womb ready to go. So I'm singing along the Sesame Street theme song, singing along to Reading Rainbow, and now I know Tina Fabric, so that type of stuff. You had to get it where you could because there was no options, especially if in Miami, they wanted you to be a drug dealer or
right
or something. And then for me to be 6'2", dark skin and pick up a microphone, and I didn't want to rap, I didn't want to be gospel. I wanted to do the thing. I remember seeing the Tony Awards and seeing that on CBS and having to fix the antenna because my grandma had an old television, and I know that Not only could people could perform that, but because I'm Black, I didn't know that Black people could do that. So then PBS led me down this journey, and then you got to see Liza Minnelli, Frank Sinatra, and Sammy Davis Jr. do a concert together. So I was able to get all these cultivated experience through public broadcasting, and then from there, it kind of set the tone to make me move to New York. It kind of did that. So I've been performing since I was little. I always was singing and outdoing since I was young. Yeah.
When's your birthday, Peter?
September the 20th.
Okay, so you're a Libra Virgo cuspy kind of thing happening. More Virgo, right?
Oh yeah, I'm his sister.
Yeah.
God made me.
I love that. That's beautiful. I love that. So now in this concert, do you do group numbers as well? Or
there's a couple of group numbers, and I'm also singing in this concert.
Oh, okay.
So like,
nice to know.
Yeah, that's one of those things that like there was a song that another one of the songs that's never been published, and it was not recorded on the original cast album. I realized that it was kind of complicated, and that it was not nice for me to make someone else have to learn another complicated, crazy song. So I was like, it's easier for me just to sing it myself.
I love that. You're a good egg, John.
Like it's gonna be a wild night.
So let's remind people of the date, and
we're
23rd, which is Monday
night at 9:30 p.m.
Okay.
Late show.
It's Golden Boy. It is at 54 Below. It's a concert, and why don't you name everyone that, because it's very small.
Yeah, so Kristy Kate, who we have met and who we love. I'm so excited to have you, Kristy. Josh Chachi Cruz, who hosts the Barbarino Big Night Out, brilliant singer, brilliant performer in general. Let's see here. There's Dolores McKenzie and Michael Mendez, who are coming up from Sarasota, Florida, performing in it. Apollo Levine, who is currently in MJ.
Oh, wow.
So he is playing Joe Jackson in MJ. He was original cast. He was originally Quincy Jones and moved into this role
cool.
a year into the run. But I love Apollo. Ron Lucas, producer of Gospel Fest, and also that I worked with on the tours of Smokey Joe's Cafe and Amos Behaven and Five Guys Named Mo.
Oh my God, heavy hitters.
Peter McIntosh, Nigel D. Robinson, who we already talked about, Anthony Wayne, who is the founder of Black Broadway Men, that organization, and also I've been in like 6, I think, Broadway shows. We met in Tina together,
which
when
you
he
were
joined the cast.
So amazing, and I loved it.
Yeah, but like Anthony, brilliant singer, brilliant dancer, also, but also he does the one man, well, not a one man, but he does a show about the singer Sylvester, where he plays Sylvester. So like I met him through LaDonna, because LaDonna used to do basketball.
I love my LaDonna.
Jordan Tyson, who I'm so excited to get to work with on this. Jordan was the original young Allie in The Notebook on Broadway. Then she was just June in Gypsy on Broadway, and now she's going to be the new female lead in Hadestown. So we are catching her right before she starts performances in Hadestown.
Unbelievable. We're going to take a break in a minute just for the food section, but Heidi Gardner,
dear friend of mine and brilliant performer and teacher we worked together in Indiana, and she's in Virginia.
Oh, how cool.
I think she's coming up to see the show.
That's wonderful. Marjorie Masters had joined us. We love Marjorie. Always supportive and wonderful. Okay, just want to make sure we didn't miss anybody. Okay. All right. Don't go anywhere, people. We are doing the food section of our show. As you know, I always like to cook for the show. That's my little thing. That's what keeps me creative every week. I can't just expect these brilliant people to join me if I do not remain creative, because that's what this show is all about, inspiring each other creatively. I believe that creative people are put on this planet to make it a better place and to continue to spread light. That's our gift, and that's what we have to do. So my little contribution is I like to make food. So this is what I made for my Frank, if you wouldn't mind. No, that's all right. We'll do the.
He's the Vanna tonight. Frank's the Vanna.
Thinks we're right. The Italian cabinet after. Yes. What did I make tonight? I said I'm having the boys over. I like to make guy food when guys come over, and I made one of my favorite things: sausage and peppers over white rice. Now, Kristy, I know you're up the street. I know you can't. You got to get up early tomorrow, but Anytime you want to come over for dinner, I'll make you dinner.
I
Okay.
remember last time. It was delicious.
All right. Well, the open invitation. I'm going to have a musicians party soon, maybe in a month or so, and then of course you're invited. So my sausage and peppers is very different than the traditional, only because I add so much stuff. So first I cook up. I made sweet and spicy sausage, Italian, of course, and then in a separate pan I cook the Vidalia onions, red peppers, and green peppers, and I add onion, salt, garlic, of course, those staples. But then I mix everything together, and then I caramelize with the balsamic vinegar. I put balsamic vinegar in there and caramelize everything, so it's kind of got a sweetness to it. And then I add this amazing spice. It's called Earth's Energy, and it's what it is. It's a mixture of like a fennel, anise, all these incredible spices, and it's just a tiny bit of clove, just to give it a little bit of like almost a Middle Eastern flavor. So that's on basmati rice. That's what we're having there. I feel like I was in the Middle East in another one.
You do like those spices.
I love those spices. I'm very drawn to Middle Eastern spices. Okay, so our salad, I had to make it pretty for the boys. So this is green leaf lettuce, some cucumbers, Persian cucumbers, some celery, red onion, blue cheese crumble, and apples for the Big Apples for John's debut of this concert in the Big Apple. So what I'm going to put on this is a little extra virgin olive oil, and then I cracked it open. I've been holding it for a special occasion. Dark chocolate balsamic. Girl, come on.
With what? What are you mixing it with?
With just a regular balsamic, extra virgin olive oil, because you don't want to mix up too much with that. But how delicious is that going to be? And
where did you find dark chocolate balsamic vinaigrette? Where do you find that?
Thank you for asking, Peter. From the New England Olive Oil Company, which I love. It's my favorite. You can order online. They have the most amazing variety of flavor, like blackberry ginger they make, which is one of my favorite balsamics. But they have so many delicious things. And that's one I've had, and I said, I'm just going to save this for a special occasion. Okay, there it is. Special occasion. Now,
Maria,
John.
I don't care if Senator Mesa calls you right after. I want a full taste report on that.
Okay, you got it. Bobby Belfry has joined us. Bobby!
Hey,
Bobby!
Oh my God. John brought, he said, I'll bring something sweet, which I jumped for joy, because John is the best baker. Tell everybody what you made.
So I made, these are lemon blueberry buttermilk muffins. And so they have in addition to having like blueberries in them, I make a blueberry compote that I stuff the middle of them with, so they have like an intense like burst of blueberry flavor in the middle of it as well.
Who doesn't like a burst of blueberry?
Yeah, and then with like a nice lemon sugared topping on it as well. So lemon sugar streusel topping.
Oh my God. Could you die? Amazing. Oh my God.
Well,
all right.
I don't know about you, but
I'm on the website now. I'm trying
to my God, Peter, you're going to love it. You're going to love it.
They're talking about cranberry, pear white. Oh, here it is, dark chocolate.
I have that. I have that. They have a cinnamon pear as well. They have the honey ginger is to die. They got a Tuscan olive. Get the Tuscan olive oil. Tuscan, that one you can't go wrong with. The Tuscan you can't go wrong with. The honey ginger, the cilantro, the toasted sesame. That company is my go-to. I love it.
Adding to cart.
Yes, and I think they're very reasonable. And also, what I love about them is they're a mom and pop shop. They do have a couple of different locations in New England, but they are owned by people that make every single thing in-house. So it's not a big factory. They press everything in their shop. Now, I love companies like that. So I can't say enough about. And then listen, nobody pays me to do promos. I promote what I love. Let me just go back and check if anybody else has joined us that I didn't see. Okay, so now John DeMarco has joined us as well. Hi, John DeMarco. Kristy, Gracie's still hiding, huh? It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just tell her that she's very talented and we're all excited
We'll get her on. She got cast in School of Rock at her school as a sixth grader. She's
Playing the bass, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh, nice.
she goes to City School of the Arts down in the Seaport, and so I'm really excited for her.
Oh my God, that's phenomenal. That's so cool. Well, she is welcome, open invitation. If you maybe we'll do a mom-daughter show for Mother's Day.
That would be
Because
fun.
that would be, let's put that in the works. Maybe you could tell her ahead of time something she'd be interested in. Because I have a couple of those combos, friends like that. Because we used to teach in Morristown, as you know. And I have a lot of those kind of friends with amazing, talented daughters. So we could think about that, okay? Now, I like to go around at the end of the show and talk about, as performers, as creative souls, what we can say to inspire the world right now. Whether it's a small part of the world, which is maybe your classroom, maybe a friend that is a little bit down in the dumps, maybe someone that's retiring and they still want to. What would you say to someone that has this creative light, but maybe has put a little cap on it to get them out of their shell? Why don't we start with Peter?
What I always tell my students, because essentially with the students that I have now, because I am teaching middle school, a lot of them have a good opportunity to overcome with self-esteem, dealing with language situations, which means a situation where they're like sabotaged and set up to fail, and a society that doesn't necessarily want them, but they don't want you, but you can have everything at your fingertips now, but no wisdom to go along with it. You know what I'm saying? So with them, I'm often, along with giving them information, I have to be a motivational speaker. And what I tell my children all the time is, first of all, your words and thoughts have power. You should always speak and think positive. That's the first thing. The second thing is you win with an agape love. So it's a love without conditions. And right after that, I tell them, you must love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Shout out to RuPaul for that. Then we go fourth mantra of the day, which I tell them when faced between following your heart or your gut, you follow the gut, because the heart can be tricked, and that's like teaching them wisdom. And the last thing I tell them, I point at my board, because I have a mural of leaders on the board that I drew, and I point at Donald Trump, and I say, if Donald Trump can be president, you can be what? And they go, anything.
Wow. That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Well, Leo, why don't you go next? Leo works with runs a camp after school. Amazing during the summer, all theater camp. So what give us some words.
They're just the same. I just keep them on the same line. Remind them what's good. This week is Random Acts of Kindness Week. And so I have a week-long President's Week camp. They get a week off for President's Week.
So you have them.
So we have. So we've celebrated President's Week. We've celebrated today. We've celebrated Chinese New Year. We also celebrated Mardi Gras. They made mass and stuff. But Random Acts of Kindness Week, I made them compliment cards. So I said, nobody should be doing this for a compliment card. But if you see something, because I know you guys are little spies and you guys see everything, and they're like, I said, then if you see somebody do something, you can give them one of those cards.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
I heard them like, if you see somebody picking something up for somebody else, that's genuine. Nice. That's a compliment. You be kind. Then it also works the other way when they're being mean to each other. I'm like, I don't think that's a random act of kindness. I'm sorry. Didn't we talk about that this week?
Yeah, that's nice, Leo. Frank, I'd like you to go next.
Sure. We talk a lot about this in our resource group, our LGBTQ resource group at work. The first thing is that we talk a lot about resistance, especially during this day and age. And one thing to remember is hope is also a form of resistance. That's where you can...
Needed to hear that tonight.
That's something that you have to keep in mind. And then the other piece is to give yourself grace. Like these are rough times right now.
Yeah.
And so give yourself a little grace on some things. Sometimes we slip. That's okay. we get back up, we continue on. So that's two things that we talk about in our groups.
Right. Oh, wow. I love that. I really needed to hear that. Thank you. John, how about you?
One of the things I have to remind myself and that I tell people, because I also teach,
I know.
but that
You're a great
when you
teacher.
want to create things in the world, sometimes you just need to look around you and ask someone to collaborate with you. That's one of the things that it's so hard to do because people get so nervous about it. But the worst that someone can do is say, I don't have time or I'm not interested. But it's so hard to make something by yourself.
Yes.
And it's so much, I find it so joyous to make things with other people. And it's just sometimes you just look around and say, who do I know that I really like and admire and love how they do things, and ask them to make something with you. And that's what I'm doing with this Golden Boy. I just asked 14, 15 people to make something with me.
Wow.
And that's what we're going to do.
That's beautiful. And John, if anybody can do that, it's you. You are so inspirational. Wow. Thank you. I love you, my buddy. And we work together on Saturdays at Brandy's. I won't be there this Saturday. I'm on vacation, but normally I'm with John. And it's a great joy of my life to be working with you. Kristy, what would you say?
Yeah. We live in a interesting timeline. And the first thing I try to remind my, live theater and musician and actor friends is, AI is scary, but nothing is going to replace that live connection with an audience. So just remember that when you start feeling like perhaps you've chosen something that might be obsolete, we are irreplaceable.
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is, conversation I've been having actually with Gracie a lot is that whole concept of anything worth doing is worth doing well. And today I feel like we live in a world where it's okay, that's good enough. Nobody in this room, certainly, but oh, I didn't mean to give a thumbs up, but I'm giving a thumbs up.
I love that.
but anything worth doing is worth doing well. Put your heart in it, put your soul in it. Don't just check it off the list, right? That's not, that is not putting your full self into something, and people can tell the difference. You can tell the difference. So, in this world of just scrolling by and all that, take a minute, live in it, sit in it, appreciate it. And yeah, if you've said yes, then do it well.
I love that. Every single thing everybody said. Wow, I really needed this. I do this at the end of the show for myself. Yes, really.
Kristy, I just heard a report that they were doing AI reports on AI. And the most difficult thing that AI does not understand is humor. They don't get it. It's the most unique human thing that we have. And it's so, different between all of us, our perception of humor. And AI, they don't get it. They don't have that. They can't program that in. They can't, with the reply for AI and chat GPT or whatever that thing is, I haven't used it. But no humor.
Can I add one too? With what you just said, I will do a plus and a minus. One plus that you can use it for, that I've used it for, it can detect shade. And
really
it helped me several times where it clocked something that I didn't even know was taking a toll on me. And it goes, well, this is the thing. Mm-hmm. And it made me go, huh. And then they were like, yeah, and this person, they actually don't like you. The computer told me that. The computer said, this person doesn't like you. They're extremely manipulative and they are a narcissist. A computer.
Wow.
It detects shade very well. So it may not get the humor, but it's a Joanne Collins of the situation. You want to know if somebody's off?
Well, that's something to think about, huh?
Interesting.
So, it's interesting.
So I just want to add something because you, Leo, you talked about the humor. First of all, everybody, I love everybody in this little square circle here. Thank you so much, because I really needed this tonight. I have a new grandson. He's so beautiful. He's 7 months old, and he's just delicious. And
so sweet.
Oh, he's so sweet. We brought him to John and Frank's Christmas party, and he was even littler then. But he's becoming more and more alert. So, Kristy, you've had a baby. I never had a baby, but my stepdaughter just had one. And what is so amazing to watch is what you talked about. Now he's getting humor, and he's trying, and he's kind of funny. So he's trying little things, like he pulls little things, and you're like, did you just fake a cough so that I could do, like he'll and he does these little things when he wants to be with Judy, who's my girlfriend. Like he'll just pretend to be like uncomfortable, and then I turn him around and he's making this face with her, like because I wanted to hang out with you. So I find that like even little beings have all these beautiful little things in them, right? And the discovery of watching a child find their way in the world and creatively, like we play a lot of music, and there's so much joy in the house, right? And I, as a teacher, we've worked together. We all are teachers here, right? Amazing. And I feel like I want to say one more thing, and then I will stop talking. But I work with teenagers as well. Right now, I have 16 to 20-year-olds. It's been very challenging sometimes, but I find that there's a shift in them now, that they have more hope almost than we do. And there's fight in them. Like there's some kind of fire that's been lit in them. So we're working on this new song in class called The World right now. And they're all just writing spoken word to this other stuff. And I'm getting chills.
Brandy Massey just.
Oh, Brandy Massey. Hi, Brandy.
Oh, Brandy.
We love Brandy. So nice.
Brandy, you're a fine girl.
That she is, and talented as all get out.
What a good wife she could be.
Brandy's son is so talented. We're talking about kids and all this beautiful stuff. Rick Carrot has joined us as well. So I feel like there's this new thing happening with kids now that is like they have a little more fire than we do. It's weird. It's like usually I felt with the last generation that we had to pull it out of them, but I feel like they're bringing something that's really wonderful and new that I'm learning from. So the creative thing, it's always a circle of creativity, right? We hand it to someone, they hand it back. Please, everybody, keep spreading your joy and your light and your love. All this stuff that's happening, we're bigger than it, and it's going to be bigger than any darkness they send our way. Peter McIntosh, thank you. Kristy Cates, Frank Zahn, John Bronston, Leo Rodriguez, my right-hand man, and everybody that watched the show tonight and will watch the show tonight when we reshare it. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. The name of the show is What's the Story with Maria? We talk about creativity, and please enjoy the show and come back and see us on Tuesdays. We also are in podcasts. Leo has us in every podcast available. Just type in What's the Story with Maria and you can get it. This is episode 438. So thank you. We love and appreciate you. God bless everybody here. And go and see Golden Boy.
Love Tap, and also
get that information one more time.
3 shows that week.
Yes. Go see Golden Boy. Fantastic. Thanks, everybody. Good night.